Hey guys, it's your girl, Coffee, and today's video is part 2 of my series, Clown Town. And today, I'm going to be talking about my character, Chomper. And like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you can be notified every time I post. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay guys, so if you have not watched part 1, definitely go watch part 1 of my series Clown Town, where I talked about my character Ryan and I talked a little bit about the base of the storyline. Basically, little summary of it is that pretty much our main character Ryan finds this group of clowns who are technically assassins, and they're called the Clown Town group. Now, little note that the Clown Town group is primarily people from the bad side of town, and Ryan is from the good side of town, even though you wouldn't have guessed it by looking at him personally. And so, pretty much, Chomper, we're going to be talking about my boy Chomper here, and right now, I am currently just doing the fine lining for one of the scenes that I'd imagine would happen, and it's very choppy. It is. But anyways, so basically Chomper is one of the clowns in Clown Town, and he is the muscle mass, basically. He is the muscle head. Like, he is all muscle, no brain, basically. And I love him for that. So basically, Chomper has bright red hair. He also has face paint, like when he's in his clown outfit. He has white face paint and a red nose with a purple star over his eye. And so that's kind of his signature, because Chomper as a kid was really into wrestling. And if you've ever seen wrestlers, they're like normally, or a lot of them have like face paint, and so he, as a kid, he was really into wrestlers, and so he always saw that. And wrestlers are really big and strong, so he wanted to be like that. So a little bit about Chomper's backstory is that as a kid, Chomper didn't have a lot of money growing up. His dad was in and out of his life. His mom was working like 4 to 5 jobs. Well, maybe not 5, but like a lot of jobs at once just to put food on the table. And Chomper loved the wrestling and big tough guys and all that kind of stuff. And basically, he wanted that as a kid. And so one day, he basically came to his mom with a flyer from school saying you could sign up for wrestling, in school and stuff. And his mom was like, "Ooh, that a little expensive," but still signed him up for it because, that's her child. She's gonna sign him up for it. And so basically, he got signed up for wrestling class, and he was really good at it. Like, he loved doing it. He was excelling in it. About the only thing he excelled in, because like I said, all muscle, no brain. And so pretty much as time went on, he got even better and like really ranked up in the the ranks. And so basically he ended up going into high school. His first about 2 years of high school, or really 1 year of high school, he basically was really good on the wrestling team, until one day, pretty much on this wrestling team, it was after practice, and some older kids who were in like their senior year, maybe junior year, pretty much came up to him and was like, "Yeah, we don't like you because you're a freshman, you're younger than us, you're better than us, and you're not all that smart, but you're good at wrestling, so we don't like you." And basically they bully him, beat him up, and all that kind of stuff. Until Chomper had enough of it. He snapped. He was like, "Bro, I'm done. I'm sick of you. I want y'all gone." Well, not gone really, but basically the older boy that is the leader of this bully group basically cornered him, and he was like, "Yeah, you're a weakling, really. They only, want you on the team because you're a freshman," and all that, yada, yada. And Chomper went off. Basically, he lunged at the guy, took him down, and was like, "Okay, yeah, now who's the weakling?" basically Chomper beat him up pretty badly, and so yeah, it went pretty. So Chomper ended up getting kicked off of the wrestling team, and also the older boy's parents wanted to basically sue Chomper or whatever, and Chomper basically was like, nah, it was him. He and his friends were the ones who bullied me and all that. And so pretty much the parents, they didn't care. They didn't want to know all about this. And so Chomper ended up getting expelled and kicked off the wrestling team. And Chomper made it his goal after that to basically end these guys. He didn't want them in the world anymore, basically. He was over it. And so Chomper dropped out of high school and worked a lot, but he also was really on the streets because technically what would have been his last year of high school, by that age, him and his mom was on the streets and basically living just on the streets. And Chomper and his mom were going back and forth ever since he dropped out of high school. Especially since Chomper wasn't the smartest boy. He had his things he was smart about and then his things that he wasn't. And it was very sad, but him and his mom lost connection and all that kind of stuff. But basically, after that, Chomper just roamed the streets and he found this wrestling club that he was really good at. And pretty much in this illegal wrestling club, mind you, you could fight and you could win money. And that's how he started making money. He basically, technically it was like a boxing ring, not like a wrestling one. But very much, these people would bet on you. If you won a big cut, and all the bets who bet on you to win and all that will win or lose, and pretty much Chomper was racking up the things, and basically he was racking them up over and over and over again until one night he saw one of the guys who used to bully him, and he was like, you know what, this is gonna be my night. So during that fight, pretty much Chomper and the guy who used to bully him, the guy didn't recognize him because Chomper, he had all these muscles, he was all muscular, built and all that. And so basically the guy was like, oh shoot, that's Chomper. And it wasn't until like afterwards, of course, but basically they fought and Chomper won, of course, and basically the guy was so beaten up, so badly bruised, like they had to rush him to the hospital, kind of beaten up, and pretty much he went into a coma. That's how much hatred Chomper had towards him. But Chomper was not done. He still needs to find the other two accomplices that this dude was basically having help him. And so yeah, that's his backstory. Now, you may be wondering, did he ever find the other two guys, all that kind of stuff? And how did he become a part of the Clown Town, member? So, number one, he did end up finding the other guys from the group who would bully him. The other two guys, one of them ended up moving to the good side of town, which ended up becoming one of his targets, because the thing about Clown Town is before they actually became quote-unquote assassins, they basically went after people who have wronged them. So each member had somebody who had wronged them and they went after them. And on Chomper's list was this guy. But first, the other guy who helped, because it was like three of them. Remember, the leader was the one who actually got jumped at the boxing ring. And then the second guy, which ended up being on the bad side of town, he was a pickpocketer. And basically, he pickpocket people. And one day, Chomper, was out. And this was before he became a part of Clown Town. He was out and he had seen the guy pickpocket someone. And he was like, yo, why are you stealing from people in broad daylight? And so the guy was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And clearly he did just steal from somebody, so, But basically, Chomper is like, yeah, you did, and have a whole altercation between them, and the guy ends up walking away. But Chomper, later that night, finds the guy again, and basically, they meet in a dark alleyway. and nothing ever happens in a dark alleyway. So basically, Chomper confronted the guy again, but this time he was like, yeah, you remember that kid you used to bully back in freaking high school when you were a grown-ass teenager or senior? And basically the guy was like, no. And so Chomper ended up beating him up too. And then the guy was like, oh yeah, I do remember you actually. And it was just all kinds of hilarious. But basically, with the last guy, basically how Chomper became a member of Clowntown was, like I said, he was homeless and just on the streets, and he wasn't speaking to his mom. And so pretty much Chomper had roamed around this one specific building until he bumped into one of our other members, which is technically like the leader or, you know, the main member. I'm gonna call him K because I still have not came up with a name for him. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out a name for him, but I just can't think of one. But basically he bumped into K, and K, being himself, was like, you're a pretty muscular dude. How are you on the streets? Homeless, you know? And Chomper basically in his own way explained how he was homeless, and like the boxing ring he used to, remember the illegal boxing ring he used to work at, got shut down. So he now didn't have another way of making money or working or anything like that. And honestly, he really didn't even want money. He just wanted food because, you know, he's a big guy. And so Kay is over here like, okay, how about you come work for me and my friend? Like, how about you come with me and you work with us and you will be able to live with us too, so, you know. And so Chomper agrees because why not? And basically, Kay brings him back to Akaza, and Akaza is looking at Chomper like, yeah, he will come in handy because, you know, Chomper's all big and muscular and all that and intimidating looking. So pretty much that's how Chomper became a part of the team. And over time they did have other members, but nobody ever stuck because it's not really like a team that you can try out for. They would have members come, but back like when it was just those three, they'll have members come in and then they'll basically just like, you know, the members weren't be able to stay because they failed or they end up getting scared or they're trying to snitch, you know, all these kinds of things. But basically Chomper became the muscle mass and became kind of like the bodyguard / guard dog kind of character of the group. But Akaza and Kay loved him so much. Like I said, it's a twisted family, so of course. And they were like, okay, we're gonna find this third guy that bullied you back in high school. And this third guy, like I said, moved to the good side of town. And this was around the time where they started performing for the good side of town, like being, you know, clowns for the good side of town. And basically, this was also when they also got their other two members, Aki and Mike. And so by then they had enough members to, you know, perform a show and everything. And so Chomper was like, yeah, this dude who bullied me is gonna be at one of the shows. So they were like, okay, we're gonna go after him. We're gonna basically end him. And so that's basically at the show, they were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna perform, we're gonna do all this, and then we're gonna take him out. Sadly, it was the guy's kid's birthday party. So it was kind of sad, but at the end of the day, they had to do it. I'm sorry, but they had to like end him. So basically they ended up ending him, like I said. And Chomper basically was like, yeah, this is what happens whenever you bully someone and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it was very messy. It was very, very messy. But anyways, Chomper in general's backstory is one of the sadder ones, because Chomper, I love him, but his backstory is pretty sad. I still want to get more details wrapped together for him before I give, the full in-depth backstory, because I feel like his backstory, you get the gist of it, but I still want to give better, what is it called? Better, whatever it's called, better details, that's what it's called. So yeah, but other than that, Chomper is honestly very, hear me out, okay? Especially in this drawing, good lord, he's very hear me out, okay? Especially with his hair down here. And mind you, in this drawing, I was really just drawing it, and I was trying to make his hair look wet, so that's why it looks different than the other mini drawing. Also, I covered up the mini drawing because I don't know how I feel about it. You can kind of see a little sliver of it at the top, but other than that, I'll explain it when y'all can see it. But in this drawing specifically, it was very difficult to make his head look normal, because you can't see his neck, and it was kind of hard. I was looking at all kind of references, doing all kind of anatomy studies, and I was just like, this does not look right. But eventually I just decided, you know what, it's just gonna have to. Also, Chomper's eyes are naturally like that. He doesn't have pupils. Don't question it, okay? We don't question this world. It's just like an anime world where people can walk around with bright red natural hair and eyebrows, and you're just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, we don't question it. But yeah, so also in here is he doesn't look as muscular as I wanted him to, but I feel like it's because of his hair is down. He looks like a little leaner, but I was trying to give him that muscular bodybuilder, but at the same time, I hate that look. Oh my gosh. I hate that look so much because it looks weird and it doesn't look comfortable at all. So it's ill. But I also wanted to show that he was really muscular. But yeah, so other than that, Chomper's hair also gave me the struggle, because I was coloring it at first. I was making it all light and stuff. But then I remembered, oh shoot, it's supposed to be wet. So I kind of had to make it look darker, because wet hair is darker when it first, gets wet. Also, this hand, that thumb, I don't think is meant to be like that at all. I don't think you're meant to see it, because when I did the pose, I was like, wait, no, you're not meant to be able to see it. But at that point, I already did the line art for it, so yeah. So, but here was when I was coloring in the hair. Okay, the hair is really, really cute. I really like it, but it's too bright. His hair isn't bright red, but right here, he's supposed to be just out the shower, and so his hair is meant to be way darker. And so yeah, but I am working on another video for Clown Town. I plan on working on another video, but I might do a poll of who I should do, because I still have 4 characters. I've only done Ryan and I've done Chomper. I still have 4 other characters of the storyline to do, and I haven't even finalized his look. So, I'm struggling a little bit. I kind of want to do Akaza, but I also kind of want to do either Aki or Mike. But, I'm gonna have to see. So, if y'all do, I will put up a poll, but if y'all want to comment down below which one y'all want to see, if you want to see Akaza, or if you want to see Aki or Mike, comment down below. Or K. I might do K, because by then I might have his character design finalized to where I can draw him, but it might just be those other 3 that I just mentioned. But yeah, I highly recommend going to watch video 1. I'll have it most likely linked so you can go and watch it, but I definitely highly recommend watching that one first, because you get more of the storyline and you get more of the gist of the story. Okay, so now it's time to shade, and oh my gosh, it's my favorite part, I swear. But before I get into that, y'all see that top, the top drawing. I was trying to make it look like, whenever the city lights are behind you and the front of your face is dark. I was trying to make it look like that, but I don't know if I really did it any justice, honestly. Also, I was not zoomed in for any of this clip, so all the tiny little shading details, just know y'all most likely can't see that. I'm sorry. I wasn't all the way zoomed in. But I thought that maybe here I would tell you guys a little bit about Chomper too, because y'all should know other things about Chomper too. So first things first, he loves sweets. Oh my gosh, he is a sweets lover. Probably because as a kid, his mom, like I said, she worked a bunch of jobs, so most of the time she would work all these jobs, and on his birthday they'd go to a corner store and he picked out whatever, candy, cookies, whatever he wanted for his birthday. And he always picked sweet stuff, like candy, soda. He didn't want anything salty, he didn't want anything spicy, nothing sour either. He wanted the sweet stuff. And one of the sweet things that he always got was cupcakes. Primarily these cupcakes, I don't remember what they're called, but these ones right here, he primarily always got them. And mainly because they were chocolate. He loved chocolate too. That was his favorite flavor. But pretty much, since he loves sweet stuff, he basically had cavities, and somehow his cavities turned his teeth sharp. Don't question it at all, okay? Don't question it. Don't ask. Don't try to scientifically figure out how that works, because I don't even know how it works. Because cavities normally stir towards the top, your gum area, I believe. But basically, he ate so much candy and all that kind of stuff, because he would even go to the corner store and be taking candy and stuff. So he ate so much that his teeth became sharp and pointy, and nobody questioned it. Nobody questioned it. So, but I love that his teeth are sharp, because it gives him just that more scary vibe. But anyways, so other than sweet stuff, Chomper is scared of thunder. I know. Yeah, big tough boy is scared of thunder, and we not even gonna question it, because it makes sense. It honestly makes sense, because he's all big, strong, scary dude, and then he's scared of thunder. Why? I don't know, because it makes sense to me. So now next is that his colors. Okay, so his clown colors are purple, red, and yellow, mainly because of his hair, but purple, red, and yellow are his colors, and his outfit is primarily purple, red, and yellow. But I'm talking about the star on his eye. Pretty much his first boxing match, he got a black eye, but still managed to win with said black eye. And after that match, a lot of people would be talking about it. And so basically, he covered it up with face paint. He was not good at face paint, okay? He was not good at face paint, but he covered it up with some purple and yellow face paint, because pretty much the other fighter, he had this one fighter friend, and basically they told him, cover it up with some red and purple, or not red and purple, some purple and yellow, and it will cancel it out. They lied their ass off. It does not cancel it out. But yeah, that's how he ended up starting doing his star. But okay, so during this little sketching part, like, I low-key messed up, and like that's why he ended up with scars. And I was like, I'm just gonna add scars because it makes sense. He was a fighter and all that, and like you would get scars from that, right? And like it makes sense. At least it makes sense in my head. But yeah, pretty much he has like all these scars all over him and stuff. And basically on his back is way worse because like he has full-blown like cuts, like straight up cuts, even though these look more like cuts. Anyways, but basically I really had fun coloring and shading them, and oh my gosh, it was just like so relaxing to do this because he was genuinely like just such a fun character to draw. And like I also really liked this pose. I definitely need to do like more of it because it was meant to be like a mirror pose, just got the shower, looking yourself in the mirror, like, ooh, you look good. But yeah, you cannot see these tiny little details I'm doing right here because I was not zoomed in. But anyways, on to the details. Okay, so these are now the details of this, and oh my gosh, I did not know what to do for this. If you don't know some of my other pages I've done, I like to clutter up the page with like different little details, and specifically these stickers that I use in every video, and they're just so perfect, so magical. I need more. I got them off of AliExpress, so I definitely want to get more from there. But basically, we're going to get into the rant of the video. Oh my gosh. Today's topic is manga. Specifically, a manga I've been waiting to buy. If you watch any of my other videos, you may know this manga. If it's you, I might try falling in love. Oh my god. I swear, Amazon got me so messed up because my package is delayed. It was supposed to come like a few days ago, I believe. Yeah, a few days ago now. But basically, it has not arrived. It hasn't showed up. It still isn't in my hands. It came out recently. I ordered it a few days after it came out, and it still isn't here. Where is she? Where is she? Pretty much, if you don't know, I have book 1 and 2 of If It's You, I Might Try Falling in Love. And I ordered book 3 a few days after it came out because I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get on Amazon. And I got it on sale, mind you, which I've never seen a manga do that. But anyways, I got it on sale. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to come. It was supposed to come the other day because I had ordered some other stuff, and because I ordered book 2 of Phantom Busters, which is so good, y'all should definitely check that one out. But I ordered book 2 of it, and book 2 came first. That was the first part of my order that came. Day 2, the next day, I had ordered some nail polish and in the third book. And then as I was looking at the tracking, it said that like it was getting closer and closer to shipping, and it was saying that the shipping, it would have been shipped out literally 12 o'clock that night that I got Phantom Busters. And I was like, I don't think it's gonna ship. So it got delayed, and I was like, okay, it's probably just gonna get delayed until the next day when the nail polish gets shipped out, so it would come together. No, next day rolls around, I get a notification that the nail polish has been shipped out and it was on the way, so and so stops from being dropped off. I'm like, okay. And so I go to check the app, and I just like later on in there I go and check the app, and it's like, yeah, the nail polish been shipped, but the book is still delayed. And I'm like, oh, why is it still delayed? And so I wait, and I'm like, maybe it's me. Maybe like they're taking forever to update the thing or whatever. But no, pretty much they go on to say that the package, my nail polish, been delivered. It had got delivered, okay? And then I'm like, wait, where's my manga? No update. Still been delayed. It's still to this day. That was like 2 days ago. And I know. I can hear her typing. I hear you typing already. But I know it's only been 2 days. But basically, I ordered it with Prime. Prime is 2-day shipping. It's going on 4-day shipping, honey. And pretty much, if it is not out by the time I go shopping for my friend's gift and everything, I'm going to be livid. And if I find it in a Barnes and Nobles or any other manga store, I'm gonna get livid and I'm gonna buy it from there. I'm gonna cancel the order, because why are you playing with my emotions? It still to this day have not been shipped out. It has not been like anything, no updates or anything, and I'm getting so livid about it. But no, like, oh my gosh, it's just so annoying when Amazon does that, because I really was thinking maybe it's gonna be, delivered with the nail polish, because it was like, it couldn't be delivered with the other manga, so it's gonna be delivered with the nail polish, the second half of the order. Nah, like, why? And I was so excited for it. Like, I was avoiding every spoiler, any spoiler on TikTok, on YouTube, on anything. Even though it's not a big community, like, I still, get those spoilers in here and there. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna get any spoilers. I'm not gonna look at anything on TikTok or anything like that. But no, it was like still playing with my emotions. So I don't know when I'm gonna get it. Hopefully I get it soon, but on to the glamour shots. Okay guys, so here is how the final glimpse of it came out. I really like how it came out. I'm in love with this page. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.